The milk you pour into your coffee, cereal, or oatmeal may feel harmless, but if your creatinine is high, that daily choice deserves a second look. You may think you are choosing something healthy because the carton says plant-based, dairy-free, or heart-friendly, but your kidneys do not care what the front of the carton says. They care about what is actually inside. Today, we are going through 5 kidney-friendly milks that may help lower the daily burden on your kidneys, especially if you are over 60 and trying to watch creatinine, phosphorus, potassium, sugar, and hidden additives. Number 5. Unsweetened almond milk. Let's start with the milk you have probably seen the most. Unsweetened almond milk is everywhere. You see it in grocery stores, coffee shops, and maybe already in your own refrigerator. It feels like the easy healthy swap, especially if you are trying to avoid regular cow's milk. And for some people with kidney concerns, it can be a useful choice. But this is where you need to slow down for a moment. Do not trust almond milk just because it says almond milk. One carton can be simple, light, and lower in minerals your kidneys may need to watch. Another carton right next to it can have added sugar, added minerals, and phosphate additives that make it a worse choice for someone with kidney problems. That is why the word unsweetened matters. If your creatinine is high, your kidneys are already under stress, so you do not want your everyday milk adding extra sugar before your day even begins. This matters even more if you have diabetes, prediabetes, or blood sugar swings, because high blood sugar and kidney problems often show up together. So when you pick up almond milk, look for plain unsweetened first. Not vanilla, not chocolate, not original if it has added sugar. Plain unsweetened. Then turn the carton around and check the ingredients. This is the part many people skip, but it may be the most important part of the whole video. If you see ingredients with phos in the name, be careful. That could be calcium phosphate, dipotassium phosphate, sodium phosphate, or something similar. If your doctor has told you to limit phosphorus, those little phos words matter. You do not need to memorize every ingredient in the store. Just remember that one clue. Look for phos. If you see it, pause before buying. Now, almond milk is not perfect for everyone. If you have had calcium oxalate kidney stones, ask your doctor or kidney dietitian before making almond milk your daily choice, because almonds may not fit every stone prevention plan. That is the honest answer. Almond milk is not always good and not always bad. It depends on your body, your lab numbers, your kidney stone history, and the label in your hand. But if you choose a plain, unsweetened almond milk with no phosphate additives, it may be a better daily option than regular milk for many people who have been told to watch phosphorus or potassium. You can use it in coffee. You can pour it over cereal. You can use it in oatmeal. You can add it to a smoothie if the rest of the smoothie fits your kidney plan. Just do not let the healthy-looking carton make the decision for you. The safer habit is simple. Pick it up, turn it around, check for unsweetened, and look for phos. That small habit can protect you from choosing the wrong milk every single morning. And the next milk is one many people walk past, but it may be worth a closer look if kidney stones or oxalates are part of your concern. Number 4. Unsweetened flax milk. Flax milk is not usually the first milk people think about. You hear about almond milk, oat milk, soy milk, and regular milk all the time. Flax milk sits quietly on the shelf, and you may not even notice it unless you are looking for it. But if you are trying to be careful with your kidneys, it is worth knowing about. Here is why. For some people, kidney health is not only about creatinine. It is also about what your doctor has told you to watch, like potassium, phosphorus, sodium, and sometimes oxalates. If you have ever had a kidney stone, you know how painful that can be. And if your doctor told you that oxalates matter for you, then you already know how confusing food choices can get. You choose something that sounds healthy, and then later you find out it may not fit your kidneys. That is frustrating. This is where unsweetened flax milk may help. Flax milk can be a useful option to check because it may be lower in oxalates than some other plant milks. That can matter if oxalates are part of your kidney history. But just like almond milk, the word flax does not automatically make it safe. You still need to check the label. Start with sugar. You want unsweetened. If the milk is sweetened, flavored, or made to taste like dessert, it may not be the best daily drink for someone trying to protect kidney health and blood sugar. Then look at sodium. This is where people get surprised. You may think, it is milk, how much salt could be in it? but that is how sodium sneaks into your day. A little from your milk, a little from bread, a little from soup, a little from sauces, and by the end of the day, your kidneys and blood pressure may be dealing with more than you realized. So with flax milk, do not only ask if it is plant-based, ask if it is low in sugar. Ask if the sodium is reasonable. Ask if it has phosphate additives. Ask if it fits the limits your doctor gave you. That is the way to think when your creatinine is high. You are not trying to find the trendiest milk. You are trying to find the milk that gives your kidneys less extra work. Flax milk can be easy to use if you like a lighter taste. You can try it in coffee, cereal, oatmeal, or a smoothie. If you do not like it plain, do not force yourself. Try a small amount in something you already eat. That is more realistic. A kidney-friendly choice only helps if you can actually use it in real life. And this is where I want you to be honest with yourself. If you buy a healthy milk but hate the taste, it will sit in the refrigerator until you throw it away. Then you will go back to the old milk because it is easier, so do not try to be perfect. Try to find one better choice you can live with. If flax milk tastes good to you, and the label is unsweetened, lower in sodium, and free from phosphate additives, it may be a good one to talk about with your doctor or kidney dietitian. But if the sodium is high, if it has added sugar, or if the ingredient list has POS words, put it back and look for a cleaner option. That is the real lesson here. Flax milk earns its place on this list because it gives you another option, especially if oxalates matter for you. But the label still decides, not the front of the carton, not the healthy name, the label. And the next milk is one many people have never tried, but it may solve a problem that makes some kidney-friendly milks hard to stick with. Number 3. Unsweetened macadamia milk. This is probably not the milk you grew up drinking. You may not even notice macadamia milk at the store because it does not get the same attention as almond or oat milk. But for some people, it is worth checking because it has something many plant milks do not. It can feel creamier. That matters more than you might think. When you are trying to change what you eat or drink for your health, taste still matters. If a milk is thin, strange, or hard to enjoy, you may use it for a few days and then stop. That does not mean you failed. It means the choice did not fit your real life. Macadamia milk can be useful because it may feel richer in coffee, oatmeal, or cereal without going back to regular cow's milk. And if you are used to a creamier drink, that can make the switch easier. But let's be very clear. Macadamia milk is not on this list because it magically lowers creatinine by itself. No milk does that. It is on this list because it can be one of the plant milk options worth checking when you want something that may be easier on your kidneys than regular dairy milk, depending on the label. And again, the label is where the truth is. Pick plain unsweetened first. That one step already helps you avoid extra sugar you do not need. Then check the ingredients for phosphate additives. Remember, you are looking for that phos clue. If your doctor has you limiting phosphorus, those ingredients should make you stop and think. Also check potassium and phosphorus numbers if they are listed. Some brands show them clearly, and some do not. When they are listed, use that information. This is the problem with plant milks. People hear plant-based and think they are automatically safe, but plant-based does not always mean kidney-friendly. A plant milk can still be sweetened. It can still be high in sodium. It can still be fortified with added minerals. It can still have phosphate additives. So with macadamia milk, the question is simple. Does this exact carton fit your kidneys? Not macadamia milk in general. This exact carton. That is how you shop smarter. You should also avoid this one if you have a tree nut allergy. That may sound obvious, but it is worth saying because macadamia milk does come from nuts, and allergies are not something to play around with. If you can safely drink it, try it in the place where you miss creaminess the most. Maybe that is your morning coffee. Maybe it is oatmeal. Maybe it is cereal. Use a small amount first and see if you actually like it. You do not have to change everything overnight. And if you are on a strict kidney diet, take a picture of the label and ask your dietitian if it fits your plan. That is a simple way to avoid guessing. Macadamia milk belongs on this list because it gives you a creamier option that many people never think to check. And that matters because the best kidney-friendly milk is not always the one with the most attention. Sometimes it is the one that helps you stop using a worse daily choice. If it helps you move away from a milk that is higher in phosphorus, potassium, sugar, or additives, and if your label is clean, then it may be worth considering. But do not buy it blindly. Choose unsweetened. Check the label. Avoid phos ingredients if phosphorus is something you need to limit, and make sure it fits your own labs. The next milk is even trickier because many people hear the name and accidentally buy the wrong thing. Number 2. Unsweetened coconut milk beverage. This one needs to be explained clearly. When I say coconut milk, I do not mean coconut water, and I do not mean the thick canned coconut milk you use for cooking. I mean the carton-style coconut milk beverage that is made for drinking, coffee, cereal, oatmeal, or smoothies. That difference matters. Coconut water can be high in potassium. If your kidneys are not clearing potassium well, that can be a serious issue. Thick canned coconut milk is also a different product. It is heavier, richer, and not the same as the drinkable milk alternative we are talking about here. So remember the exact words. Unsweetened coconut milk beverage. That is the one to check. This milk can be helpful for some kidney diets because the plain drinkable version may be lower in potassium, sodium, and oxalates compared with some other choices. That makes it worth a closer look if your doctor has told you to watch those things. But this is also one of the easiest milks to get wrong. You might see coconut on the label and think every coconut drink is the same. It is not. Coconut water, canned coconut milk, sweetened coconut drinks, and unsweetened coconut milk beverage can all be very different. So, before you buy, slow down and read the front carefully. Then turn it around and read the back. Start with sugar. You want unsweetened, not sweetened vanilla, not chocolate coconut, not anything that turns your daily milk into a dessert. Then check sodium, because some products add more than you expect. Then check for phosphate additives. Again, if you see phos, be careful, especially if phosphorus is one of the things your doctor is watching. This one label habit can make the difference between a milk that may fit your kidney plan and a milk that only looks healthy. You can use coconut milk beverage in coffee or tea if you like the taste. You can use it in oatmeal. You can pour it over cereal. You can blend it into a smoothie if the fruits and other ingredients fit your kidney diet. It usually has a mild coconut flavor, so you may notice it more than almond or rice milk. Some people like that. Some people do not. Either way is fine. You are not trying to force yourself to drink something just because it is on a list. You are trying to find a better daily choice. And daily is the key word. Kidney health is not only about big meals. It is also about the quiet things you repeat. The splash of milk in your coffee, the bowl of cereal at night, the oatmeal in the morning, the drink you reach for without thinking. If that milk is bringing in extra sugar, sodium, potassium, or phosphate additives every day, it can add to the work your kidneys have to do. But if you choose a cleaner option that fits your labs, you may lower some of that daily burden. That is why coconut milk beverage belongs here. Not because it is magic, not because coconut is always safe, but because the right version may be a lighter option for some people watching kidney numbers. If your potassium is high, if your doctor has you on a strict fluid or mineral plan, or if you are unsure which coconut product is safe, ask before making it your daily milk. Your labs matter more than any YouTube list, so keep the rules simple. Coconut milk beverage, not coconut water. Unsweetened, not sweetened. Clean label, not phosphate additives. That is how you use this one wisely. And number 1 is the milk many kidney patients hear about because, when you choose the right kind, it can be one of the easiest options for potassium and phosphorus. Number 1. Unsweetened rice milk. Rice milk may not sound exciting. It does not have the trendiness of oat milk. It does not have the popularity of almond milk. It does not sound as fancy as macadamia milk. But if you are watching creatinine, potassium, or phosphorus, rice milk is one of the first options worth checking. Here is the reason. Plain unsweetened rice milk is often lower in potassium than many other milk choices. It can also be lower in phosphorus when it does not have phosphate additives. That can make it easier to fit into some kidney diets. And when your kidneys are already under stress, easier matters. You do not need every food or drink to be exciting. Sometimes you just need something that does not add extra work. Rice milk can do that for some people. But please do not hear this and think all rice milk is automatically safe. You still need to choose the right one. Look for unsweetened first. Rice milk can already taste a little naturally sweet, so added sugar is not something you need. If you have diabetes or blood sugar problems, this matters even more because rice milk can have more carbohydrates than some other milk alternatives. So do not ignore the sugar and carb numbers. Then check for phosphate additives. If you see phos in the ingredient list, stop and think. If phosphorus is something your doctor told you to limit, choose a different carton or ask your dietitian. Also remember that rice milk is usually low in protein. That can be good or bad depending on your kidney stage and your doctor's plan. Some people with kidney disease need to limit protein. Some people, especially on dialysis, may need more protein. That is why your own instructions matter. This is why I do not want you to treat rice milk like a miracle drink. It is not. But it can be a useful swap if you are currently drinking a milk that gives your kidneys more potassium, phosphorus, sugar, or additives than they need. Use it the same way you use milk now. A little in coffee, a splash in tea, over cereal, in oatmeal, in a smoothie if the rest of the smoothie fits your plan. Start with a small amount and see if you like it. Rice milk is thinner than regular milk, and the taste is different. You may like it right away, or you may need time to adjust. That is okay. The goal is not to suffer through a drink you hate. The goal is to find a milk you can use consistently without making your kidney plan harder. And if your creatinine is high, consistency matters. One perfect grocery trip will not change everything. But one daily habit, repeated for months, can matter. If every morning starts with a milk that is easier on your kidneys, that is better than starting every morning with one that adds more burden. So here is the simple shopping rule. Choose plain unsweetened rice milk. Avoid added sugar. Check potassium and phosphorus if the label shows them. Avoid phosphate additives if you were told to limit phosphorus. Watch the carbs if blood sugar is a concern. And ask your doctor or kidney dietitian if you are not sure. That may sound simple, but simple is often what works. Because the wrong milk can look healthy. It can say natural, plant-based, dairy-free, or heart-friendly, and still be the wrong choice for your kidneys. So do not let the front of the carton make the decision. Turn it around. Read the label. Look for what your kidneys actually need. That one habit may help you avoid drinking something every day that quietly adds more work to your kidneys. And before you change your milk, please remember this. Your kidney diet depends on your blood work. Your creatinine, potassium, phosphorus, calcium, blood sugar, kidney stage, medications, and kidney stone history all matter. So, if you have kidney disease, high creatinine, diabetes, kidney stones, or you are on a strict diet from your doctor, ask your doctor or kidney dietitian before making a big change. Now we want to hear from you. Which milk are you drinking right now, and which one surprised you the most on this list? Tell us in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe so you never miss what we cover next. Thanks for watching.